I get to introduce you to one of my really good friends. I have my friends on this show. Oh my god! So I get to introduce one. He personifies this sign, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for my friend Ross Hammond, everybody!
See? Oh, thank you very much for that intro there, Joseph. And hello, everybody. Yes, my name is Ross, and as you can tell, I just came from work. I steal clothes for a living. That's what I do, and this was a great little outfit to find. Yeah, none of that is true. But I do want to share a little bit of information with you guys, some news from my life. I'm very excited to tell you all that I have recently started therapy. Don't cheer, it's not going well. That's context clues. I'm telling you about it at a stand-up comedy show. So it's not going well, probably because, well, I don't pay for it. I should be clear. I'm not stealing therapy. All right, I'm not skipping out on the check like it's like I'm the worst first date at the Mandarin buffet or something. No, I'm doing what I think a lot of guys do before getting real therapy. I'm in free therapy. You've probably heard about it. Free therapy? It's the second most popular form of therapy for men behind no therapy. Okay, what free therapy is it's when I sign onto Instagram and I let their algorithm throw the advice of totally unqualified, complete strangers at me, and I don't get any better. And that's probably because literally anyone can become an Instagram therapist. I don't know what qualifications they're looking for, but as far as I can tell, the only questions they ask are you a white woman in your 30s with access to Microsoft Paint? You're hired! Get out there and save some lives! Or don't. We're Instagram. We answer to no one. I probably shouldn't be relying on, crudely drawn infographics with random self-help buzzwords on them, or, misspelled listicles to keep my mental health afloat. But free therapy does help with delaying those annoying little conversations. You probably know the ones that I'm talking about. Remember how in 2020 we were all legally obligated to check in on one another's mental health journeys? So at least these days, whenever people start asking me questions and go Ross, are you in therapy? Thanks to free therapy, I can honestly say I've been doing a lot of reading about mindfulness and being present. And then they just walk away thinking, good for him! Because, people like me enough to be intrusive about my mental health, but not enough to ask me any follow-up questions. They're just like, he said all the right words, he must be doing great. Nope, I'm just thrifty. There are some drawbacks, of course. Like free therapy can't write you a prescription for anything, but it can give you referrals to other mental health professionals within your budget. Liquor store cashiers, the newest season of Queer Eye. That's pretty much it, actually. The other drawback is, because approximately 100% of self-help advice online is written by women, for women, I think I've really confused my algorithm. Don't get me wrong, Instagram is still sending me all the stereotypical, man stuff, like smoked meat, things shaped like guns, anime girls on body pillows, the stuff us fellas like. But then every once in a while, it'll just take a shot in the dark, and it'll send me one that reads I told my homegirls, I attract fuckboys. And they said to me, listen, you're a woman, a pretty woman. You attract everybody. And then you choose fuckboys! Ross. Score one for free therapy, because I didn't know I was doing any of that shit. It's just nice to know that someone thinks I'm pretty. I'm gonna tear down the fourth wall a little bit here. I don't like doing this, but I should tell you that I am actually in real therapy. You don't have to worry. I've just done this for routine enough that I know there are probably some people out in there in the darkness just going like, ha 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 ha, but is he okay though? I'm fine. I'm fine, I'm in real therapy, and I do pay for it. Out of pocket. Because, despite the fact that I have a job working for the last 5 years at one of this nation's most prestigious and affluent universities, they don't give me benefits, which is like extra cruel because my employers are like 80% of the reason I need therapy. Like, whatever happened to you, break it, you bought it, right? It's a lot of people getting into therapy over the course of the last couple of years, obviously. You guys know how we're still in the middle of a pandemic? We're just all ignoring it because Jeff Bezos wasn't making enough money, I guess. Like the same people who made sure that we didn't eradicate polio were the ones who said it was cool and coronavirus is fine now. I don't know why we're trusting them, especially. But I know that I can tell you at least one group of people who is not excited for the pandemic to be over. Disaster preppers. You know the group of people who are, at some level, rooting for the apocalypse? like the people who watch The Day After Tomorrow cheering for the weather? Just, finally, a movie where everything goes right for our protagonists. And I'm probably like a lot of people in this room. Like, I have candles on hand in case of a power outage. I own and know how to use a first aid kit. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be prepared. I'm just saying that there are some people who are really prepared, and that makes them too prepared. Like, I know that I'm never going to get to a point in my life where I'm like poring over bank statements and like digging into my savings, trying to finance a bomb shelter. For one thing, I can't even finance a car. The closest I can finance is a bus pass. The main point is that, like, if we ever got to a situation where my survival was dependent on being in a bomb shelter, I'd rather be dead. Because I've had enough crappy roommates over the course of my life, And like the guys who buy bomb shelters pretty much check off all of my red flags. And I know that there are probably guys who would hear me say this who have, they have these shelters and bug-out bags and opinions on tents. They have specialized survival skills that they have gained over the course of very intense and very heterosexual camping weekends. They'd be hearing me say these kind of things and be like, well, when the world goes to hell, you gotta know how to defend yourself and your family. I tell you what. Why? To do what? What do you imagine is worth sticking it out in a nuclear apocalypse? What pastimes are we going to have left at the end of the world? Hanging out with those guys? Not for all the freeze-dried beans in existence. What would we even have to talk about, really? I mean, they don't care about my take on absurdist playwrights of the 19th century. And I don't share their enthusiasm for hunting or racism. We're just too different. That's the worst part of it all, is that at the end of all of this, that's who's left. And the main problem with that is that an apocalypse won't just decimate humanity. It's going to obliterate our fuckability. Have you seen the average disaster prepper? It's a haunting YouTube rabbit hole to fall down. Every vlogger reviewing an MRE is like a 3 out of 10 in camo jorts in 480p, which makes him barely a 1 in 4K. I know I shouldn't be harping on about people's physical appearance or anything like that, and I don't mean to be. It's just that it's a shame that, like cockroaches, nuclear Armageddon isn't even going to put a dent in our population of problematic white guys. Anyways, guys, that's been about my time. I'm going to give it back over here. Sorry for being so dark.
Ross Evans, everybody. He's in real therapy.